at the bathtub. All right, next up is Reservoir frogs.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm sorry to bring the mood down, but we are about to give you a story of high ambition and low morals, where three people are going to struggle with each other and with themselves over the lean cuisine factory. A completely and utterly platonic relationship. And a bathtub full of macaroni.
Francis Silverman. I never learned to cook. It haunted me for years that I couldn't cook. Till one day I said, nobody knows the difference.
Sabrina Sajak. I've fallen quite a far way.
I'm a Arnold Platinum. I mean, I renamed myself because I wanted to be a famous musician and go platinum, and I figured, you know, be what you want. I still want that, and so now I just bathe in macaroni every day. Not quite sure what that has to do with singing, but my therapist suggested it, so. But yeah, I just want to be famous.
Francis Silverman. Don't tell them I don't know how to cook.
Sabrina Sajak. My father's legacy is everything.
So you might wonder how it is that I decided to, you know, choose macaroni to put in my bathtub and, you know, once a week just dive right into that cheesy goodness. And really it's from my friend, my platonic friend, by the way. Not a very good cook. Likes to try to cook me macaroni and cheese, and it's not very tasty, not at all.
It really all started out as a joke, you see. I never intended to get a job at Lean Cuisine. People used to joke how I couldn't make toast. It's not a joke, I actually can't make toast. But I applied and I got hired as some sort of, I don't know, chef, designer of new things to put in little trays and stuff in freezers. And I thought, this won't last. They'll figure it out pretty soon. They'll fire me. We'll all have a good laugh. Somebody might get botulism. It'll be great. 20 years later, nobody's figured it out.
Ever since I've been bathing in the macaroni, gotten botulism 4 times. You know, I'm pretty famous at the hospital. That's not really quite the fame I was looking for. You know, but
In fact, the botulism is the reason why he still looks like a 21-year-old. Because it is the number one ingredient in Botox.
I knew I wasn't going to be a TV personality. From a very young age, when the cameras got on me, I just got, oh, I shivered. But casting, it turns out I had a real knack for. I mean, I made these little plays with my friends, and we would use Legos, and I would cast the perfect Lego as the perfect fireman. It was very dramatic. It was thrilling, too. Oh, yeah, I was casting for movies. This was the thrill of a lifetime. But I can't find the perfect person for this one movie. It's about a skydiver diving into, I can't figure it out.
I had my friend Sabrina over, and yeah, I mean, I was taking the bath, and she brought her Legos. Yeah, she thought I'd do great voiceover work for her little mini Luke Skywalker. Not in a Star Wars Lego movie, but, you know, Luke Skywalker was in a movie, but it was a Christmas Lego house set. Like, is this kind of like a weird James Gunn sort of movie? And it's like, no. I mean, Dave Bautista's not in it. Well, I guess that makes sense. You know,
I tried lots of recipes. Some made with plantains, others made with things other than plantains. I don't have a very large idea of what food is. Sometimes it was a hit. I one time didn't know what to even... They said, come up with something we can put in this tray, and there was just pasta. And I dumped cheese on it, because that's what there was.
I also have a friend, a very platonic friend, that works at the Lean Cuisine factory, and I don't really remember the name of this friend. So, I mean, are they really a friend if you don't remember their name? That doesn't matter. I order the Lean Cuisine packets unfrozen, because you really understand how difficult it is.
Francis is painfully aware of the fact that he can't remember his name and writes it very big multiple times on all of his macaroni packages that he so platonically gives to him.
It's right there! Designed by Francis Silverman! I thought this has to be the most disgusting thing in the world. It's literally cheese and pasta!
I mean, so I'm dumping the Francis Silverman pasta in my bathtub, and I'm like, I still can't remember my friend's name.
So I have this friend, I cannot remember his name, but he bathes in mac and cheese, and I think that method is very interesting. And, you know, he looks like this beautiful 21-year-old, despite being 70-something. And I told him, even though you're good looks, it would be too confusing, so we must put you in voiceover work.
My extremely platonic friend Sabrina and I know this guy, and he just adores the Lean Cuisines. It's kind of uncomfortable. It feels a little sexual, I have to admit, but somebody appreciates my work.
Oh, I have to say, my baths are completely platonic. But, so the Francis Silverman.
In fact, the pasta has developed very, very strong romantic feelings towards him.
So I have this really good platonic friend, Francis, who is like a brother to me, and I've watched him build this great career at Lean Cuisine. I really think that he's on to something, but I just keep thinking about my own path. I mean, Francis is so confident. He's so confident. He knows what he's good at. He does what he's good at. He's rewarded for it.
Have you ever been bathing with your food, and you just start naming the little chunks? You know, I mean, this little elbow is you know, Fred, and this little wagon wheel is, yeah, they come in wagon wheel.
Oh, they asked me how I made the mac and cheese such a hit, and well, I put a lot of pasta and a lot of cheese and all of my malice and all of my hatred into the macaroni and cheese, and started divvying them up. It seemed like a really good way.
A wagon wheel. A wagon wheel? Oh, no. Look at it. It's perfect, and it reminds me of my father's wheel. My father's great big wheel that he spins, or he helps the less fortunate spin.
I mean, while I was bathing in the Francis Silverman pasta, I turned on some Marvin Gaye, and I mean, what happens when you're bathing in pasta and then you start hearing, "Let's get it on"? Again, that's all I know of that song too. You're not the only one.
This is the perfect branding opportunity. I said to myself, we have to market this. We have to merchandise this. Does anybody else know that they make wagon wheel mac and cheese?
One wheel to rule them all.
I have to admit, I have an issue with lean cuisine. You know, their genre, it's not even genre bending. It's not genre swapping. It's kind of like a mixed metaphor, but for genres. I mean, have you ever had that platonic friend that you just talk to all the time, and they're like, yeah, so, you know, and
It may sound like he's rambling, but he is absolutely correct. Lean cuisine is the nutritional equivalent of being friend-zoned.
Sabrina said that she could really launch this appetizer. I don't know what to call it. It's a lot of macaroni noodles and a lot of cheese. There has to be a good name for it. I'll come up with one for it someday. We'll just go with the working name, macaroni and cheese.
I asked Sabrina, yes, I did, I asked, is it a singing role? And she was like, yes, this is kind of like Luke Skywalker is the Lion King.
It's such a good commercial. You see Luke Skywalker singing the Lion King to promote our wheel mac and cheese. It makes perfect sense, and it's really going to be innovative.
And Sabrina said, do you know how Scar got his scar?
Oh, yes.
Right? You know, I wait, what? Francis Silverman is my friend's name and the pasta?
No, actually, you're an idiot for not getting it. It's the perfect commercial for the perfect product. And I stand by this, and I stand by my decision to cast my friend, who I do not know the name of.
In fact, the Wheel of Feels advertising campaign would become one of the most successful and most reviled commercials of all time.
I didn't get it. I couldn't tell her that. Oh God, no, you don't tell your friend who is attempting to cover your ass for the fact that you don't know what you're doing at your job. How am I supposed to let her know that it had such a catchy slogan, the kind of thing that sticks in your brain and lodges in there and never comes out again? It's devious, and I admired her for it, but I didn't get it. Also, really? Casting the bathtub guy? Choices.
So, I mean, this pasta was different. It came in wedges that you could, like, assemble together in a wheel. 4 wedges make a wheel. And, I mean, I got to sing as I was chopping the wheel in fourths with my lightsaber. May the fourths be with you. Again, genre bending. I became...
So, Bathtub Guy in a mocap suit was not like the exact way I wanted to start my career off in a real way. But I mean, I just watched him, and he perfectly flounced around the stage and sang and lightsaber, and it was really wild. And I thought, you know, the only thing that could make this commercial better is if I had my platonic friend Francis in the commercial. He needs to tell him why this product, why this is the one. And they need to see the genius person behind this collaboration.
Oh, I flounced. It's called method acting. And I've taken opera lessons, and I sang with the best possible opera voice. And dare I say, I got my, if famous and fame are words that go together, would it be infamous and infame?
She said I needed to be in the commercial. I didn't say how to say no. You don't tell the director of anything how to direct. Nobody tells me how to make a recipe.
So my platonic friend that makes all the pasta showed up. I was like, hey, it's the Francis Silverman pasta guy.
He still doesn't fucking know my name, does he?
I've been given a promotion from casting director to just director because no one else can understand what the hell is going on this project.
Originally, they were going to take a page out of Baked Bean's books and use Francis's dogs as the spokesman, but Baked Beans sued the ever-living hell out of them.
The legal battle with Frank has been going on for months. It's delayed all production, it's delayed this entire project, and I'm at my wits' end because my platonic bathtub friend he doesn't have a job, and so he can't go on like this forever. It takes a lot of capital to fill that bathtub. I think I might need to find some independent funding.
The commercial had blown way past its budget at this point. I told Sabrina, just edit it together. Just get something on film to show the board of Lean Cuisine. Anything, something to sell this product that no normal person could possibly want.
The frog in the Bud commercials that just sat there on the lily pad and Bud. The old lady driving up I'm aging myself here, drove up to the Wendy's drive-thru and was like, where's the beef? You know? That's the kind of fame I was receiving. People see me on the street and they go, that's the naked pasta guy!
How did it get approved? Don't ask me.
We've been, I forgot to get the rights to both The Lion King and Star Wars, but somehow the commercial made it to the television. It made it. It's out there.
Look, when we showed it to the board, I may have added some special ingredients to their meal as they were sitting around eating, reviewing commercials. I don't normally cook with mushrooms.
Oh. In fact, several board members are still recovering from that experience and the dark dreams that the combination of psychedelic mushrooms and botulism and cheese created.
They were high as kites, I think, or rolling on the floor. I don't know. They signed contracts. They said, air that shit!
The combination of psilocybin and botulism. I think I'm going back through puberty again. Which, you ever gone from like a great complexion to acne again?
Well, yeah, I probably should have known Bathtub Guy would get a hold of some of the leftovers and roll in it. It's kind of his thing. You can't expect me to think of everything.
My father reached out to me. He saw the commercial, and he was not not pleased. He didn't think that it represented the family name well. I mean, how was I supposed to know that 4 wheels wasn't the amount of wheels that they have on the Wheel of Fortune, or 4 and 4 of the square little segments? I'm not a geometrist.
As well as an actor, I am a geometrist. And do you realize how tiny each wedge would be, or how large the pasta would be if you recreated the Wheel of Fortune exactly out of pasta? I mean, can't these detractors just, suspend their disbelief for just a moment? It's just a freaking commercial. And
is my life's work for nothing if the pasta is not in the amount of segments that are on the Wheel of Fortune? I've put millions of dollars into this project. I cast Bathtub Guy, and do you know how hard that was for me?
yeah, they strategically placed the pasta in the commercial. So while I was completely full Monty,
Although it is still illegal to air that commercial in 5 states. We'll let you guess which 5. And bootlegs, where the pasta is not so strategic, are making millions on the black market.
Is my life's work for nothing? Just... It was the one creation I ever made that was a hit. That I didn't just cop from Betty Crocker. Something that could have made me famous. And instead, anyone who looks at that macaroni and cheese, they don't see crafted lovingly by Francis Silverman, employee. No, they just see naked guy, pasta.
I was, this whole thing was spinning out of control. I was losing everything, and I knew it was about to get banned by the federal government. It had already been banned in Rhode Island, New Jersey, North Hampshire, and Pennsylvania and California, because they ban everything. And so I knew I had to get ahead of this. I released the censored but also uncut version on YouTube, monetized. That's enough to fund my entire empire.
However, it was still banned in California because it was banned for the lack of marijuana contained in it, rather than the nudity.
epilogue.
I've been disowned. Who knows what's next for me? I think Francis is gonna come out with a new line of psilocybin gummies, and I might hop on that.
The shroom gummies were a hit. A hit with entire crowds of people that Lean Cuisine was not banking on. Reasons they were not banking on. The board was oddly pliable to the idea. The federal government, however, and the FDA was not. When it came out on the market and started flying off the shelves, my name was everywhere. I had to move to North Hampshire and go into hiding. Nobody can cook there either.
Have you ever heard of the, genre conventions?
Mm-hmm.
You know, sci-fi, fantasy, anime, cosplay. Well, apparently, mixed genre means I get to attend all of the third-tier genre conventions as Luke Skywalker pasta guy. I am actually questioning the results of my fame? Is this really what my life has become? Traveling through the west side of North Hampshire? And maybe a rare treat, I get to go to the deep desert of Mojave, California? Just for a few weird nerds to ask me to sign their strategically placed pasta. Yeah. Yeah, what's it going through your head right now? Yeah. Oh.
Thank you for joining us for the platonic wheel of cheese and fortune. We are the Reservoir Frogs.
I've been out of bounds.
Krista Hausel?
Andy Christian.
McKaylee Shaughnessy.
Thank you. We've done the Reservoir Frogs. Next up is Yarn.